G'day guys, my name is Lord Tomer. Welcome again to another Sonic the Hedgehog toy item collect review. As you know, I am Lord Tomer. We have the blue star here holding none other than his nemesis. Good old Knuckles le echidna, or Knuckles the echidna. I just like to put le, I don't know. Could be a French boxer. Who knows? Would be an interesting twist if Knuckles was French. That would be quite weird actually. So basically the information I have, this is more or less based on experience, based on what I have read up on this, and based on, just based on every bits and pieces of information that's currently out there. For those of you who may or may not have checked my previous review, this is the second of the series that I'm aware of. I'm not too sure if there was other ones that were made, like Dr. Eggman or Tails, Dr. Robotnik, whatever the case may be. So I only have two. I have the Sonic ones. You can check out the past review on this, and this is the Knuckles the echidna version, and which is what it is really. Now this is the retro version, obviously not the modern one. The modern one, I'm not too sure if there's a modern one, I doubt it, but modern Knuckles is obviously a little bigger. His eyes are obviously purple, and yeah, he looked a bit more, pretty buff, if you can really say. This is the retro, which obviously the best way you can really tell is based upon his eyes. Really, that's pretty much it. Nothing completely bad in that sense, in that regards. This is a money bank. How do I know? Voila, that's where you put the money in and you just slot it in and it actually comes out there. This only accepts, I'm guessing this was released in Japan or some Asian region, because a lot of the Australian dollars don't necessarily fit as well as I would like, but that's my only guess. At the very bottom is just basically the lid. You twist it around, take it out, and voila, the money's meant to come out of there. Now, unlike the actual Sonic the Hedgehog one, where the actual little hole within it was extremely smaller, the coinage to be fitted in there were obviously a smaller coinage. This one is more bigger, so you could fit in bigger coins depending on what region of the world you're from. Obviously in Australia our coins are a little bigger. I'm not too sure about the UK, but I'm pretty sure in Japan and those Asian regions their coinage is extremely small. So let's have a closer look at this little figurine, not really figurine, but money bank, and go from there. Now, already the actual scope of this is absolutely adorable in every conceivable way possible, even to the finer details that should not be expected, but it's extremely there. As you can probably tell by there's a little indented line there, and there's obviously one on the other side, giving him that more kind of eyebrow look sort of it. And that is an extremely well done effect. Not necessarily needed, but they throw it in there. I absolutely love it. You got his two adorable eyes, you got obviously his nose, and you just got the biggest smirk on the face you could possibly imagine, which I love. Now, the little black on the actual smirk is fading away. This is a couple of years old, if not mistaken, released in 1993, thereabouts. Can't be 100% sure, but it is definitely there and whatnot. If you're looking from him on the side, you can see, including the finer details just underneath his eyebrows, you can really call it. Not really eyebrows, but the eyebrows. As you can see the finer details in just his other side of the smirk and his big nose. Unfortunately, the way I purchased mine years ago, you had these little pieces, like little smudges. My only guess, purely guess, I have no founding ground on this. When they released the Sonic and Knuckles in the factory lines, they kind of mixed in the colors or spludged it by accident. That's my only guess. Obviously, this Knuckles never had blue on him whatsoever, unless you, I guess, want to argue that it beats up Sonic to the point where he rips up the fur and it smears all over his body like battle scars. Yeah, that's pretty dark. Would be a cool scenario. That's actually what I play off when I ever have a look at this and just check it out. I'm like, yeah, beat up Sonic a few times. But yeah, obviously you have his crescent chest, obviously adorable, little chibi legs, and you have the retro shoes. His little shoes themselves don't have as much details as the face, which isn't something bad necessarily. I would have preferred it, but it doesn't really take away from the actual overall money bank itself. I think it's an extremely durable sort of piece, and if you're into putting, using these as a money bank, it's definitely something well to keep. Obviously, you got his little face, very chibi, very small, very adorable, and you just got his fat little body. You can't go wrong there. At the back, you have by far, which I think is one of the better parts of this actual overall money bank. You just have all his dreads. You can see the finer detail. I know you can't really see it that well, but you can see all the finer details of the dreads, to the point where you got his big tail which some can argue is a little weird looking, but I guess it adds to the overall chibiness, which is pretty awesome. Extremely digging this. Now, how much did I get this? I'm pretty sure I got this roughly for about $10 back in the day. Didn't cost me too much. Last time I saw this, I think it went for $40 like years ago on eBay. As to what they're worth now, not 100% sure. You know, your guess is as good as mine. It's definitely a nice piece. As to origin, place of origin, I'm not 100% sure. Like the Sonic, I'm not 100% sure. Obviously, I can only tell you the origin of where I purchased it. As to where it was, if it was mass produced, released at a certain market or anything, I can't say with 100% certainty. Now, a follower of mine by the name of Orange Hedgehog basically said this leans more to the bootleg, and you know what, I'm gonna have to say yes, it does, but to no discredit to her, of course, until I really find out, you know, yes or no by obviously manufacturer or by a source, I can't really say yes, it's definitely a bootleg, or no, it's definitely not a bootleg. Either way, if this is a bootleg, it's a pretty well done bootleg nonetheless. If it's official, awesome, it's awesome, I've got no problems. But like I said, if it's a bootleg, you know, come on, you wouldn't have guessed either way, right? The battle scars. Overall, it's just an overall awesome money bag. The only small downside, if at all, is the Sonic one. His head was semi-posable. You can tilt it to the left and tilt it to the right without too much of a trouble. This one is completely one piece. Nothing can move whatsoever on this at all, which is not necessarily a good thing or a bad thing. Really depends on how you see things, really. Obviously, it would be hard if it would be that he has dreads and whatnot. Now, in terms of rarity, this is going to be a tough one, because due to the lack of information I have, and I'm not too sure if this is extremely popular or not, I can't really say. I'm going to have to probably give this maybe 6 stars out of 10, because I don't actually see that often on like auction websites or Japanese websites or anything like that. So maybe 6 stars out of 10. Please, if anybody's out there knows if this is worth more, let me know. I'll maybe change my ratings. Obviously, if it's, you know, extremely common, I doubt I would have been seeing more of this more often. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Well, guys, this is more or less a discussional review than an actual descriptive review per se regarding this item. But look, if you have any, just gonna show him around. How adorable is that? If you guys have any information on this in the comments, look, hit me up, let me know, leave a comment, tell me what you think, tell me if you actually dig this. Even if this is the bootleg, would you actually get it if it was actually released? I actually have a few bootleg items which I wouldn't mind reviewing later down the track, but obviously I'll keep you posted. So let me know what your thoughts and what your, you know, your I guess general info if you have any regarding this. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for checking out my review on the Le Knuckles. And yeah, until next week, guys, speed on and take care.